Guys,
All
we
right, we
have
just got news.
some breaking news. Rashee Rice suspension is in place. He will miss the first 6 games of the season. Stevo, immediate thoughts.
Immediate thoughts. I thought he was going to get 8 starting from week 4. I was actively engaging in trade talks with one of my dynasty league mates. But I faded it because I believed that missing 8 games mid-season was too significant towards my championship goals. But this
Absolutely.
kind of changes things because he will be able to gain steam before fantasy football playoffs. Nolan, what do you think?
I think this is huge. I think where the suspension news was before this, he's going to miss anywhere between 6 to 10 games is what I thought. I was thinking 8, and I was thinking that it was going to start week 5 and he'd be out until week 12. Now, with this, that he's missing the first 6 games of the season, I'm loving this because in Dynasty, I was really worried about his price tag where it's like, hey, he's going to come out and cook the first few weeks of the season and his value is just going to go up because he's going to do what everybody thought he was going to do.
Let's touch on redraft value real quick because I know a lot of people see that Rashee Rice name in the 4th round of their drafts, and it is draft season. So, should people draft a Rashee Rice over a Ted McMillan or over people in that range?
I think when you're in that range, or we're talking the 5th round of your league, I don't think you can in redraft. I think
this doesn't change anything.
Well, no. Before, it actually made more sense with him being able to play the first 4 weeks of the season, where you need to get out to a hot start in redraft, right? You want to go 4-0 the first 4 weeks of the season.
You don't want to be
Cincinnati Bengals. Now he's going to miss the first 6 weeks of the season. So, can you afford to spend one of your first 5 picks on a player who's not going to be there for 6 weeks? I would take him in the 6th round.
Could I provide a counter and say that I would draft him in the 5th round? I think that wide receiver, there's so much depth at wide receiver. I think that if you're confident in your ability to draft, I think that you can afford to draft Rashee Rice because you can get possibly a Stephon Diggs late and start him in that flex spot.
Absolutely.
Or get a Ricky Pearsall late and start him in that flex spot. Hold Rashee Rice.
Downs.
Or Josh Downs. And the future Antonio Brown, some people are chirping. And Carolina boy, that's my guy. But I think that you can afford 6 weeks of Stephon Diggs, Josh Downs, Ricky Pearsall, right? And then have the Rashee Rice that Patrick Mahomes is going to pepper in order to win a NFL Super Bowl, right? Rashee Rice is their guy. And he was on pace last year. I know he only played 3-4 games. He was on pace to be the wide receiver too. I mean, the amount of, it's not even that Rashee Rice is that elite as a player, but the way he gets targets, the way that they use him in that system, I think that, he could be a 2nd round value receiver. He could be a top 5 wide receiver in points per game when he comes back.
And I want to talk about one more point. He's coming off a terrible season-ending knee injury that he suffered in week 3 of last year, right? So typically you need a full year to recover from those. So now he's getting an extra 6 weeks without having to rush back into it, right? So there was concern that he could start out slow the first few weeks of the season as he's still recovering from this injury. And that is kind of wiped away now, where it's now he's getting 6 more weeks to prepare and strengthen that knee. And also there's no longer the fear of him missing any fantasy playoff time.
Yeah, none at all. I remember thinking, okay, what if he misses 10 games? The league wanted to give him 12 games, apparently.
Right.
That's what some of the chirps were saying. So if he got 10, he would miss the fantasy playoffs. So it's just a little bit more risky. And I think that getting 6 at the start is significantly better than getting 8 through the middle of the season.
Absolutely.
What do you think, man? Would you draft in the 5th round now?
I would, because I'm confident in my ability to draft, and I know that I'm going to be able to get my receivers late.
Construct a roster around them as well.
Yeah, and I think I'd still go with my same approach, where it's I'm leaving round 4 with 2 awesome running backs, and then I can take Rashee in the 5th.
It could be a crazy leverage play to go into your draft and just center it, just build around Rashee Rice, 5th round Rashee Rice. And just build around that, right? Get a BTJ, get your alphas, and then rock with Ricky Pearsall up to late, get a Tyler Warren late. rock
Yeah,
with a Jaden Daniels. I don't know. I feel like it's possible to rock with a Rashee Rice if you're smart and you build around him.
absolutely. I totally agree.
Awesome.
Now,
So this news, dude, I think it's just a
yeah,
net positive for Rashee Rice.
huge news. Do you think that like with the timing of this, does this benefit anybody around Rashee in Kansas City? Like, how do you think this impacts guys like Travis Kelce and Xavier Worthy to start the year?
Travis Kelce, Travis Swift, whatever you want to
Travis
say.
Swift, yeah,
Yeah.
congrats to our boy.
Congrats. Could have been me,
Congrats.
but it's fine. She actually wrote a song about me way back in the day. It's called Hey Steven. You should check it out. Hey
Mm-hmm.
Steven, I know looks can be deceiving, but yeah. So Travis can have her now. It's fine. Washed. I think he's gonna just ride off into the sunset. He looks in better shape apparently, so he could have a decent season. But I mean, it's Rashee Rice's team.
Well,
Xavier
now
Worthy will
he's
come
also got
in.
like 2 million more fans that he has to perform for each week. So
That's true. That's
that
true.
will get
Taylor
into a man's
Swift
head.
will
He
get
doesn't want to
10.
let the Swifties down.
We'll get 10 Taylor Swift camera pans per game. That's a locked and loaded bet right there. I'll bet on that over Travis Kelce having over 100 yards in any game.
Yeah. Well,
But I
anyways,
don't think it affects the offense too much. I think it's
no, I don't
just
think so.
positive for Rashee Rice.
I do like this, especially like in Dynasty. I really like this for Xavier Worthy.
Mm.
Because
It gives him
now
a
like
runway to start the year.
yeah, because if Rashee played the first 4 weeks of the season, people are gonna see like, oh, Rashee is the wide receiver one. Like it's his team. Worthy's only ever gonna be a wide receiver two.
I
Now
think a good way
Rashee
to go ahead.
or
Go ahead. Sorry.
now Worthy, yeah, now Worthy gets to start the first 6 weeks of the season basically by himself. And cement a role, build up value in people's minds. They're going to see him, flash his speed, get a few
Yeah.
touchdowns, have like
You see
one to
that
two
one-handed
100-yard
grab?
games. Yeah.
You see that video? I mean, he's pretty sick. I'm personally low on him just because of his weight. Like, there's never been a fantasy producing wide receiver that's under 175 pounds other than Devontae Smith, like ever. So it's just tough, but he is gonna pop, and I think that it's constructive to think about dynasty fantasy football trade value as people trade through the first 4 weeks and like at the end of the year when they know who's in the run for the championship. And then the first 4 weeks, because that's when everyone's excited. The middle, people aren't trading as much because they already kind of have their guys, right? And so like the first 4 weeks are very important for a guy like Xavier Worthy, where like he has Patrick Mahomes and they're trying to win the championship and he's gonna be their guy for at least through the first 6 weeks, right? Through Rashee
Yeah.
Rice's suspension. So yeah, he could cook, and then you could send him off, right, for max value in Dynasty. That's what I would do. That's my immediate thoughts on that. What do you think about for Dynasty?
I agree that we have probably 4 weeks of seeing Worthy cooking and his value will probably spike. Granted, you probably can't send him to like the really smart, those owners that have an edge.
Yeah.
However, there will be people that just, through recency bias and through the eye
He's gonna have
test.
2 touchdowns and like 140 yards one of these games.
Yeah.
And
He's a
like,
gadget guy. He's going to be their everything guy as we start the season. So, anyways, guys, Rashee Rice news, big deal for your league. We think he is a great buy opportunity. And I'm excited to see just kind of how this affects his ADP in drafts that we have over the next few days. So
Yep.
if I do see him falling a little further than before, because he was going in the 4th round or like the early fifth
round.
Yeah. If he slides back a few more spots, I'd be really excited to see that. And I would definitely jump on it because I personally don't think that this actually affects him as a player at all. It's just shifted the timeline around a little bit. So if there's any kind of drop, then I would scoop that up. I'm not going to draft him sooner than I already was, though.
I love it. I love it. I like it for Rashee Rice's value. You can manipulate the timeline and get an advantage on your league mates. But that's it.
All right,
That's
guys.
all we got to say. Rashee Rice.
Rashee
Suspension
Rice.
change. This is gonna cause some ripples across the community. I can't wait to see what people think.
Very excited. All right, thanks, Steve.
Yeah, I got you, Noco.